In this short tutorial, we're going to look at how we, having sent our work to the laser cutter, while we are waiting to get those pieces cut, we're going to virtually assemble the product. So to do that, we're going to drag around and select our entire design. So our master copy that we left alone when we were separating out these colours. Once we've selected it, just by dropping a window around, we're going to Command and C to copy that to the clipboard. And the next thing we're going to do is create a new component. So we're going to come up to the very top level of our browser, where you will see the file name of your piece of work. We're going to right-click and we're going to say that we want to create a new component. And it'll ask us, we could just tick OK, but it's a good idea to name them. Otherwise, you just end up with lots of things called component 1, component 2, component 3. So I'm going to call this frame front, which is what it is. It's the front of the frame. And click OK. And what we're then going to do is paste it onto here. But to paste it, we need to basically say that we want a new sketch. Okay, so we click our new sketch button, and you'll see those little coloured boxes, those planes appear, okay, that we're used to seeing. But we don't want to put it onto any of those planes. We actually want to put it onto this front face. So rather than clicking one of these, and in fact, with it, can you see if I zoom out, I could select one of those faces. Handily, hopefully, it's tucked behind. So if I click in this area, I'm actually clicking on the frame itself, okay? And you can see that went slightly highlighted. So in that position, or from that position, I can then do Command V, which is of course a paste. Now to move it across, it's very much the same as we did before. We just get hold of the handle and we drag. And I would zoom in so it's quite big and clear and easy to see. And that way you can try and get it really nicely positioned in terms of sitting on top of that frame in the right place. And then just click OK. When you're done, you click OK. So what we've managed to do is we've transferred our drawing onto the surface of our backrest. Okay. Now it's on there, we can treat it like any other sketch, and we can do things like extrude. So I'm going to press E for extrude, and I'm going to select the main part first of all. Now when you do this, just notice something slightly odd happens. It misses out that bit, and it misses out that little bit. So just watch that when you're doing your extruding. Okay, and then I'm going to pull this forward. It actually wants to come forward by 3 mm, which is the thickness of the acrylic. And in this box here, it's telling me the distance, it's telling me I'm doing an extrude of 3 mm and a new body. And that's really important because you're going to need to keep checking that when you do the other ones. I click OK, and there you go. I've extruded that like a piece of acrylic. You can see the thickness that it's got here, 3 mm. And I've got my gaps for the other things. Here's my gap for the photo. Here's my gap for the rest of my design. So at the moment, I can't see my sketch. So I'll just come up into my browser here, and I will make sure that my sketch is switched on. Oh, sorry, it's in the wrong, not here. I've got to come into my frame front and turn my sketch on there. Okay, so we've got, this is the sketch that is in our sketches tab, and this is the sketch that's in our frame front tab under sketches. And it just turns off automatically when we do an extrude. So if we turn it back on, we can see it and help us do the other extrudes. So now, turn it around if it's more helpful and you want to see it sort of straight on. Now I'm going to select the other parts. So I've got that, and again there. They're all going to be 3 mm again. And just notice here, it's jumped to saying it's going to do a join, but I want to say that it's a new body. So click new body and click OK. And then it's exactly the same for the final pieces. I'm going to press my extrude button, and these pieces I want to treat, because they're all going to be one colour, I can do them in one go. So I select all of those areas. Again, I say it's 3mm, and again I just check that instead of joining it, I'm creating a new body, and then I click OK on that. Now, at the moment, everything is of course the same colour. So how do I change the colours? Well, I press A for appearance, and in my appearance tab, I can then come down into the plastics and have a look in either the translucent or the transparent. Depends on what you're sort of trying to achieve. You'd really probably want the back frame as being transparent. Okay, so that would be through there. Oh, did that actually put it on the back? Let's just check. I might just undo that a second and go back to there. I'll do the transparent at the end maybe. So let's just say, for argument's sake, I wanted the frame to be blue and the face to be green, and I wanted the eyes and the ears to be red. Okay, let's just drop those onto there, and there you go. What you've then done is you've created a virtual representation of what you are physically making. And what we'll be doing with this as the final touch is, we can get rid of our appearance window there. What we'll be doing as the final touch is we'll actually be putting a photo into the thing. You can see these lines here. I can turn those off by turning my sketch off there. Now I've got the complete frame. Let's just try that with the clear acrylic or the clear polycarbonate and put it on that bit there. Now, gosh, that's so clear, isn't it? It's almost too clear. Let's try the acrylic and see if that's any better. And there you are. There's our completed product. We could see these edges a little bit more clearly if we went into our setting and we changed our visual style and gave the visible edges. That might look slightly better. Okay, your choice. And that then obviously needs saving. So Command and S and click OK, and you've now got your assembled frame ready for putting the photo in, and then we'll create a PDF of this and put that onto the evidencer for you. Okay.